Welcome to Cheshire. James Folkard, Connor Tagg and Jake Dixon. All three of them could win the Aprilia RRV 450 Challenge. And here we are at Alton Park, one of the most testing circuits in Great Britain. Double points are up for grabs. Who's going to win here? It's GP Racing Dream, the next step.
Welcome to GP Racing Dream, the next step, featuring the amazing Aprilia RRV 450 GP bikes off the Thundersport GB package. We're here at Alton Park in Cheshire, one of the finest circuits in the world. We are going to have some splendid action. Steve's waiting on the grid.
Well, we're certainly coming to the business end of the Aprilia RRV 450 Championship, sponsored by Bridgestone, and championship leader here, James Folkard, on home turf, is looking to extend his championship lead. Second position though, Jake Dixon, well, he's got something to say about that. These conditions do suit him. Wet circuit, it is starting to dry, but not enough. Third position here, Sam Cox, great to have him on the front row, and also Michael Clifford, number 3. Massive progress throughout the season. Also keep an eye out for Connor Tagg on the second row.
Thanks, Steve. Yes, brilliant stuff. Second row, Connor Tagg, Jamie Thackeray, Jordan Hole and Reese Rothwell up the front there. Yes, Sam, we know that's you. And that is pointing to one of the little stickers in memory of Ben Gautry, a compatriot of all this mob, great friend and fellow racer. Sadly lost his life a few weeks ago here at Alton Park. The RRV 450s, this incredible championship that's been really head-to-head for the entire season. In the case of the last few events, it's been 3 heads, really, head-to-head. Tagg and Dixon and Folkard, and head down and ready to roll. And the amazing fast starter, James Folkard, has done it again, Steve.
Yeah, it's an immense start, as usual, from James Folkard, championship leader. He can wrap up the title here at Alton Park today, but as I mentioned on the grid there, Jake Dixon and Connor Tagg will both want to have a say in that. Connor Tagg, since his crash at Brands Hatch, hasn't really been back up to the top form that we're used to seeing from him. And he's usually on the front row, he's usually on the first or second on the grid, so we'll keep an eye out for that. But look at this, as usual, James Folkard from the line has managed to build himself up a 5 or 6 bike length lead already.
Yep, well, let's see if Connor can get back to his best form. Of course, that's exacerbated really by the fact, oh dear, James nearly stepping off it there, but it's exacerbated by the fact that, okay, Connor may have a little dip in form, but it's also coincides with some vast improvements by others. Superb front row start for Michael Clifford and Sam Cox.
Sam Cox and Michael Clifford, 2 riders that if they can test this championship next year, you'd be a fool to put your money anywhere else, because Sam is, well, he's going to move up to 4th in the championship this weekend if he can finish one of the 2 races. Double points up for grabs here at Alton Park. Remember, the penultimate round, Jake Dixon there up the inside. That's brave stuff through Hizzies. That is, these are very slippery conditions, and that chicane especially. So Jake Dixon really on the edge there.
That was fantastic. That was one of the really great overtaking manoeuvres. Can't tell you how difficult it is to do at that point in the circuit in these weather conditions as well. But my goodness me, he used the, if you like, the energy of sitting the bike up to give him an extra burst forward, just a quick twitch on the throttle, and he looks so under control. And then we see Sam Cox, number 54, going down Deer Leap, determined not to get detached from the 2 ahead, but there, Folkard and Dixon down to cases already, and there we see Connor Tagg just moving up into 4th ahead of Michael Clifford there.
Yes, Connor Tagg will be able to see out ahead that James Folkard and Jake Dixon are just trying to edge away, and Jake Dixon goes for a lunge up the inside into Cascades. Lovely stuff there from Jake Dixon. James Folkard won on Jake's home turf back at Brands Hatch a couple of weeks ago, and Jake wants to get some revenge here. Some brilliant riding from the young man from Dover.
Yes, we've always said and noticed the fact ever since we first saw him aboard a bike that he's been absolutely brilliant in less than perfect conditions. He doesn't mind whether it's wet underfoot, and he seems to be able to turn in astonishing lap times in the conditions, but James Folkard isn't thinking about that. He's right back on it, and Sam Cox there, still in third and keeping Connor Tagg behind him. Connor will be looking for every which way for an opportunity past Sam, but can't do it at the moment.
Sam Cox is doing very well there as Connor Tagg just gets out of the slipstream and moves himself up into third position. So can he now close the gap down to Folkard and Dixon up ahead? There is Cox then in fourth position now, Clifford in fifth, and that's David Allingham, number 30, up alongside David Allingham, a rider that you will have seen in the Aprilia Super Teams this year. He's been testing out the 450 in preparation for 2012, and this is a stunning ride from the Ulsterman.
I tell you what, already looks scarily good, remembering that this is the end of what is his rookie season, his first ever season riding the big tracks, and he really is the most impressive young rider. There, James Folkard in second. Of course, a couple of years back, the outright Aprilia Super Team champion, but he's older and a lot taller, and with a lot of experience under his belt as well. There he is in second, Connor Tagg third, then Sam Cox still keeping the others at bay. Jordan Hole, again, Steve, one of our more improved riders over the last half of the season.
Yeah, you can't emphasise enough how well some of these riders are coming on towards the middle pack. One would suspect that the top three are all going to move on. We've certainly got rumours that they're all moving on to different championships, so that means there's an opening for next year's championship, and the likes of Jordan Hole, Allingham, Cox, Clifford, etc. could well get their hands on that title for 2012. There are no less than 14 ex-Aprilia Super Team riders in this 450 class, so it is the perfect stepping stone.
Yes, just as James Folkard there, still chasing hard after Jake Dixon. We did see the two brothers, Jamie Thackeray and Luke Thackeray, battling it out. They're having a fantastic battle a little further back down the field at the moment, but no call to ask and none given when they're out on the track. Seem to get on as well as you like off track, but great competitors on it as Folkard working hard there, running up Clay Hill, one of the old original parts of Oulton Park Circuit. Of course, it used to be virtually a rectangle when it was originally made into a circuit back in the early 50s.
There's Reese Rothwell just going through ahead of Tom Strettle. A little bit further back, that's for 7th and 8th. But at the front here, Jake Dixon building a nice healthy lead, and is Connor Tagg closing in there on James Folkard for second position? I think he may well be. Connor Tagg poses more of a threat to James' championship at this point than Jake does, so perhaps Folkard happy to sit in second position. And there's Will Hodgson, a former 450 champion back in 2008, and was one of the riders that, one of the first riders that ever tested this wonderful machine in Anglesey a couple of years back.
Yes, he's a nice chap as well, off the away from the track and off the bike. I think he could do with a confidence boost as well. He has all the skills to race the bikes and race them well. There we see the Thackeray's. Look at him, 95 is Luke and 94 Jamie. And once again, they're going around glued together. I think they should get a sidecar outfit, these two. They do the proper job as Dixie down from Hilltop. And look at that, James Folkard, courtesy of a couple of fastest laps of the race, as he's really pushing on, and he's got away from Connor Tagg, and he's catching Jake Dixon.
Yeah, he's just managed to put in a few laps, and well, the tyres will be up to temperature now. He's got some brilliant lines as James Folkard, so he may well be catching him. There's Reese Rothwell just ahead of 14 Will Hodgson and Tom Strettle. These guys battling for 7th, 8th and 9th on circuit. Oh, it's tight through there. Well done there from Strettle.
That was fantastic. That was almost a carbon copy of Jake Dixon's move from earlier on. As the leaders come down once again into Lodge Corner. There, Connor Tagg in third place. He's a little bit closer, but frankly not close enough. He needs to be finishing ahead of James Folkard. Now, this lovely battle blasting down the road behind him, and heading that one. Clinton Carver ahead of Asa Webb. They go to the start-finish line where they the leaders ahead of them. We'll see the last lap flag. Now then, it's the big old blast to the flag, and Jake Dixon just putting a back marker between himself and James Folkard.
Yeah, just lapping there, Russell Brown, the rider that's just behind Reece Hutchinson on circuit. But this is a good ride from Jake Dixon, 50 points in the bag, and that puts him back in the championship hunt. Connor Tagg down in third position. Doesn't look like he's going to do anything on this final lap, but I think Folkard will be reasonably content with second overall. There's Rothwell ahead of Hodgson and Strettel still.
Yep, they come down through his for the last time, but up the front, the leaders will be running along from Druids into Lodge Corner for the last time, and Jake Dixon, still just 15 years old. This has been a lovely ride from him. Checkered flag being made ready, and a good win for Jake, and a huge helping of points. And love every bit of that. James Folkard finishing second, and the two of them way up the road from Connor Tagg in third. Sam Cox was fourth, Dave Dallingham fifth, Jordan Hull sixth, Reece Rothwell seventh, Will Hodgson eighth, Tom Strettel ninth, and Michael Clifford 10th. There on the podium then, Jake Dixon, flanked by James Folkard and Connor Tagg.
Winner of that race, Jake Dixon. Mass panic this morning, problems with the bike, etc. But luckily, someone's come to the rescue.
Well, yeah, we did warm up and we thought we had a good setup. We've done stuff to the bikes. We found a few problems last night from practice to this morning, but we went out, did 2 laps, and the bike blew up. And so it's just a big thanks to Chris, who's helped us give us this bike. We only just got it, so I just jumped on it, and luckily we've clicked and it's working. So.
Anyone to thank at all, Jake?
Just everyone, the team, Buttons, Dad. Just like to say thanks to the gym I go to, Shapeshifters, and my personal trainer for getting me in shape, obviously. So just cheers to everyone who's helping.
No worries. Second in that race, James Folkard. Championship extended over Connor, but you've lost a few points on Jake there.
Yeah, well, to be fair, we knew from yesterday that Jake was going to be on it big time, especially in the wet conditions. But no, the main thing for us is to beat Taggy, basically. Yeah, to beat Connor is the main thing. So just watch me pitboard and hope he's behind me.
You must have a few fans, friends and family, everyone here. It's obviously a local circuit.
Yeah, honestly, can't list them all. There's got to be at least like 40 odd people here. There's tons and tons of people. Of course, sponsors are here as well. We've got Minards Pavlo here, and their website's win43.com. I'd like to thank Almax Motorcycles as well for supporting us with tyres, Blue Flame exhausts, and again, just everyone who's come to support us. It's a massive thing.
Third place in that race, Connor Tagg. Connor, championship's not over just yet, but he's creeping away slowly, isn't he?
Yeah, he's creeping away a bit, but I was gaining him up in that race, but he just had like that little bit extra, what I didn't have, so it's one of them things.
What are the conditions out there like at the moment? It's obviously still wet. It's pretty greasy.
Yeah, it's pretty greasy. Like, you could actually feel the tread of the tyres in that one, like part at the end of the race. Like, and I just didn't like the feel of it, so I was just trying to be cautious, and third place would do, I guess.
Anyone to thank at all, Connor?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Bridgestone, PP Construction, Ian and Myra from Iron Competition, Nitro, because they've been helping me all this year and all my career, like through Super Teens. So thank you very much.
Oh, Steve and I are just going to go off and visit our personal trainers. We'll be back in a short while with more great Aprilia RRV 450 action.